Once upon a time, in the great and glorious kingdom of Eusalia, there ruled a king unlike any before him. King Donaldo was unshakable, unapologetic, and unbelievably extravagant. His golden palace, known as the Tower of Tremendousness, loomed over the land, and its walls adorned with portraits of himself, some real, some imaginary, and one, oddly, of a horse in a wig. On this particular day, King Donaldo stood before his most trusted advisors in the royal throne room, a room so lavish that even the chandeliers had chandeliers of their OWN loyal accolades. The king declared, adjusting his solid gold cape. I have made a decision. Duke Pompington, his ever-worried advisor, gulped. Your Majesty, Pompington said, might I humbly request that this decision be slightly less catastrophic than the last one? Catastrophic? King Donaldo gasped. Will it be catastrophic when I built a theme park inside the treasury? Yes, Pompington groaned, because after everything, the kingdom's treasury may have dried up. That will be a minor occurrence. King Donaldo waved him off. Anyway, I, the greatest king in history, have decided to expand Eusalia's borders. The room fell silent. General Grizzle, the kingdom's bear-sized minister of war, cracked his knuckles. So, you're declaring war? King Donaldo laughed. War? Oh no, that's too messy. I was thinking of something more creative. He clapped his hands. A servant wheeled in a giant blueprint labeled, the King Donaldo Border Expansion and Golf Course Initiative. Eusalia's neighboring kingdom, Boralia, was not amused when they woke up to find that their capital city had been relabeled Greater Eusalia overnight. King Donaldo had sent his finest artists, who normally painted his portraits, to redraw the national maps, shifting Eusalia's borders just a little bit by about 100 miles. Gregor of Boralia, a furious-looking badger of a man, stormed into Eusalia's court. King Donaldo, he bellowed. What have you done? King Donaldo grinned. Ah, Greggy, good to see you. How do you like your new Eusalian citizenship? Gregor's eye twitched. You can't just move the border. King Donaldo gestured at the newly printed map. Of course I can. See? It's right there. That's how borders work. Gregor exploded. Tony, King Donaldo's questionably ethical legal advisor, slithered forward. Well, technically, there's no rule saying a kingdom can't redraw its maps if it believes strongly enough in its own greatness. Gregor turned to Judge Grimbottom, the head of Eusalia's high court. Your Honor, surely this is illegal? The judge rubbed his temples, looked at the very official-looking map, and sighed. Technically, he did print it in gold ink. So, Gregor grabbed the map and ripped it in half. See, Greggy? King Donaldo smiled. That's why we laminated the new version. Back in Eusalia, the people had had enough. Between the randomly changing national holidays, now every Tuesday was King Donaldo Apprentice Day, and the royal tax being replaced with a voluntary but highly encouraged tribute, frustration boiled over. A rebellion began brewing, led by Sergeant Maggs, the fierce badger of the people. We refuse to live under a king who spends our tax money on Golden Beach sand for his private desert, he roared. The revolution of common sense had begun. At dawn, the rebels stormed the palace, only to find King Donaldo completely unfazed, reclining on a throne that rotated automatically for dramatic effect. Ah, the peasants have arrived, he declared. The leader of the rebellion, Sergeant Mag starred. King Donaldo, your reign ends today. King Donaldo laughed out loud. Does it? At that moment, the royal guard appeared, but instead of fighting the rebels, they started applauding. Pompington's face looked excited. Oh no, our soldiers have been conditioned to make Eusalia great again, because no matter what, King Donaldo always found a way to keep winning. As the royal guards approached, the king turned to his followers. Fear not, this is only the beginning. My comeback will be legendary. People love me. Trust me. You'll see. And so, as he was led away, the fate of King Donaldo remained uncertain. Would he reclaim his throne? Would the holy ballots be found? Would Duke Musk's bird scrolls keep his legend alive? Only time and the next episode would tell. To be continued.